Testing. Whew. It is a good time to be alive in today's trading economy. Let's see what happens. We are currently 2 minutes away from pre-New York session. All right. Microphone is ready, locked and loaded. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, no, the microphone's not ready. I still need to figure this out. Okay, slide it up. There we go. Mic check, sounds good. All right, I am ready. I am ready. The question is, are you? All right. Okay. All right, I think I'm set. How are y'all doing today? Everyone good? How's the camera? Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna lay back a little bit, put my chair back just a little bit to get comfortable because we're gonna be speculating today on what's going to be happening in New York session. We've got quite a bit of news going on today, so welcome, Anne. How's it going? How you doing? Let me just have everything all set up. It's nice to see you guys tuning in. Welcome. Let's get set up. All right. Perfect, just in time. See that? My phone alarm is ringing, and what does it say? It says New York session. It is time. We are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to SCT Club's first official YouTube live. And as you can see, we've got the market moving already. The liquidity is coming in. We're going to be looking for traps. We're going to be looking for aggressive moves. There's a lot that's going to be happening today. So first things first, I'm going to be looking at the news. What do we have? We've got Forex Factory today. Let me adjust the timing format because I have it in the US format. Let's see, we've got Abu Dhabi. Okay, perfect. Since I'm in Dubai, I'm looking at Abu Dhabi time. So in exactly 29 minutes, we've got core retail sales and retail sales. So basically, the sales traffic. Well, how's the consumer sales going on in the US? If it's good, if the news ends up being positive, then we're going to be looking at a dump in Bitcoin and gold. But if it's negative news reporting, it means it's bad for the dollar, which means gold and Bitcoin is going to be taking off from there. So we're going to be looking at a lot today. So welcome Sergio, welcome Ayud, welcome Anne. It's nice to have you guys here. So right now, let's take a look at Bitcoin from the macro perspective. We're going to be zooming out and seeing what is going on with Bitcoin from a very far away perspective. So I've created a video today. I'll be posting it a little bit later tonight, giving you a little bit of an analysis of what's going on with Bitcoin. So based on what I'm seeing is that Bitcoin is obviously in a downtrend. It's in the infamous downtrend. Ooh, my voice. It's in the infamous downtrend that's been taking everybody by surprise. Everyone thought Bitcoin is going to the moon, but unfortunately, it didn't go to the moon. Instead, it came back to Earth. Now it's refueling before it takes off, and takes off way beyond the moon, probably to the sun. So that being said, let's take a look. We're at a 4-hour time frame right now, and as you can see, I've marked the highs of the lows, the lower highs, and you can see that price is currently going very cleanly on a downtrend. Okay. Now, technically, the lower high was taken out over here in this time frame. Let's zoom in a little bit. All right. Technically, the lower high was taken out over here. Yep. And it created something very interesting. It created an imbalance. This imbalance, you can find it right over here on the 4-hour time frame. And let's be honest, guys, the 4-hour time frame imbalance is it's a pretty important thing. You can't ignore it. A 4-hour imbalance means price really moved aggressively. I mean, it literally moved from 66,000, 66,000 all the way up to 71,000 in just 4 hours. That is an aggressive move. That's a move from institutional traders trying to tell you something, trying to tell you that they are trying to change the character of the trend. So that being said, this imbalance was created and it's been filled already. Not once, but twice, and probably even the third time. So obviously you guys know that, in case you didn't know, when an imbalance gets filled once, that's the cleanest move. If an imbalance gets filled a second time or a third time, or worst case scenario, more, it just loses its power. It's not as powerful as one might think. In fact, because this imbalance was filled and it's not pushing, it's giving me another perspective that perhaps we didn't take out the lower high. Perhaps this is just a bada bing, bada boom, it's bearish with a bullish momentum. Maybe it's just a shift with a little bit of bullish momentum. Probably to trap traders, probably for this, probably for that, but it's just a small momentum. It is not 100% of a shift. For me, I think the big shift is right over here with this lower high taken out. I marked it over there. You can see it, 71,861. When Bitcoin closes above this particular level, that is where I can tell you for sure that Bitcoin has changed its character and the market has done a market structure shift. Hold on a second. Let me just fix the lighting, guys. I feel like I'm a bit in the dark. Bear with me, just trying to make myself very visually handsome to you guys so you guys can see me clearly. Alrighty. How's that looking? Ooh, looks like it's sunny in here. Oh yeah. I used to be brown and now I'm white. Hey. All right, so coming back to the charts, guys, as I was saying earlier, it's interesting the way I see it. When I saw this and it took out the lower high, I was thinking to myself, you know what? It is bullish. The bullish trend has begun, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. I mean, it seems pretty good to me. But then something interesting is happening. Ever since this imbalance got filled, price is not pushing. In fact, it's rejecting once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. I mean, Doji is indecision, but this is a big rejection. I mean, price went up all the way there, and for sure, without a doubt, it got people, the trap traders, and people are like, oh my God, it's going to go bullish. It broke this lower high, and boom. This is what the market likes to do. It likes to fake out a lot because people tend to enter the market very early. So a fake out happened over here. Price went down and it dumped. But then here's the interesting thing. It went down, but again, it did not go lower. It's in a box. And because it's in a box, this just means it is in a consolidation over here. So price is trapped. If we go on a 1-hour time frame, you're going to see it a little bit more clearly. You're going to see that price is in a box. It's consolidated completely. It's not moving up, not moving down. There's no actual structure going on over here. So for me, when I see this, I call it the no trading zone. Because when you are in consolidation, you're literally exposing yourself to risk if you're just rushing for a trade, because there's no uptrend, there's no downtrend. It's simply indecision in the market. You know, we've got a lot of things going on in the world. We've got this week has the craziest, you know, if I think 2026, I don't know if you guys remember, December, market was boring. January, there was no liquidity, but towards the end of January, like the last week of January, the red folder started coming in and the market started moving. But now you're looking very clearly that I'm sure you've noticed that when you enter trades with the bigger lot sizes that you've taken, it is very risky. It's very slippery. Price is very aggressive. And why? It's because just last week, we've got an injection of liquidity from the Federal Reserve. So the US markets, the banks, everybody has injected so much money into the market. And the news, I mean, we all know the geopolitical events that's going on in the Middle East and around the world. Things are pretty heated up. So people are trying to think. Investors are like, oh my God, where do I put my money? Should I put it in Bitcoin? Should I put it in gold? Should I put it here and there? We'll talk about gold in a bit because gold is a safe haven, which is something that I also look at every single day. I trade Bitcoin and gold. These are my two core currencies. So that being said, what I do is I look at the events, I look at the news, and when there's a red folder day such as today, I try my best not to take a trade simply because I know a lot of liquidity traps are going to be happening. I know for a fact a lot of traders are going to get swept. So it's better to wait for the news to show up. So today we've got a news in Dubai time at 5:30 p.m., which is in US time. It's like 10:30? No, 9:30 a.m. So no, 8:30 a.m. Forgive me. So in 21 minutes, we've got a news folder. So if you're in a trade right now, what I would do personally, I wouldn't take a trade. I would be out of that trade because when the liquidity comes in, it's going to target all, it's a stop hunt liquidity. These are damage dealers. They're going to come activate orders on the buy side liquidity and the sell side liquidity and trap traders and just do the complete opposite. Whatever your analysis is, it could be correct, but that's what happens when market opens with red folders. They target these obvious levels because millions of people are looking at Bitcoin right now. It's not just me and you. The whole entire world is looking at the same chart. So you're going to be taking obvious trades. These institutions are going to hit your obvious stop loss areas. They're going to hit your obvious buy limit and sell limit orders. So wouldn't it be better to just hands off the trigger and wait until you see what the institutions do? Once you do that, you'll be saving a lot of your mental stress. You're going to be saving a lot of your anxiety. All of this just passes away because then you'll be trading with a clear vision, looking for that displacement candle, looking for that rejection, looking for that fair value gap fill, looking for all these things that we already know. But it's important to execute it at the right time. All right, so that's my thoughts on Bitcoin. Let me look at the comments. Welcome, Sergio. Welcome, Sheen. Everybody, welcome. So let's see what you guys are saying. Hello, good morning. Why is Bitcoin bearish? It's a good question. Hexy, I'll answer that in a second. Just want to know trend reversal will happen this month. Think so, it will still go down. Okay, so most of your questions, you guys are asking if it's bearish, if there's going to be a reversal, or some of you think that it'll still go down. Here's what I think. So let's zoom out a little bit, okay? I'm going to remove the no trading zone. I'm going to remove the consolidation box. And we're going to go back to the 4-hour time frame. It's important to always begin, when you guys sit on your phone or on your charts, on your PC, or wherever you use, it's important to always start on the daily time frame to look at the trend, just to have an idea of what happened yesterday and what's going to happen today. First step, looking at the daily time frame. The second step is to go on the 4-hour time frame. When you go on the 4-hour time frame, you get the cleanest candlestick patterns. You know, I'm sure by now, whether you're an expert or a beginner, we both can agree that when you're looking at charts, okay, it's a language. Just like how English has ABC and Arabic has Alif, Ba, Tha, and then, you know, French has its thing and everyone has its own language. Think of trading as a language on its own. You can't speak it. You can't pronounce it, but you can read it. It's a reading language. Just like, you know, if you're reading Egyptian ancient hieroglyphics, right? It's got like all these patterns, a bird, a necklace, something. They have all these images that people read and it explains a story. Trading is the same thing. So instead of saying, I feel that this is going to happen, I feel that is going to happen, nobody knows where the market's going. That is something that they don't talk about. All traders, all the people on social media, all the professional traders, everybody, they don't really tell you this. The fact is, Nobody knows where price is going. You know, if you've seen that movie, The Wolf of Wall Street, you're going to see that there was this part where Leonardo DiCaprio, he sat with the Wall Street guy, and they started humming, and they started singing. And what did the guy say? He's like, the market, it's all fugazi, right? If you know what that term means, I love that line, because I used to always look at charts and say the same thing. I feel like it's going up. I feel like it's going down. I feel. The market doesn't care about our feelings. It really doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't. The market is algorithmic, and it is coded to move based on fundamentals and technicals. It's a mix of both. And when you master these without using feelings, completely void of feelings, you're not going to be trading based on predictions. You're going to be trading based on what the market gives you. So that's the first thing you need to change with your psychology. So how do we do that? What am I looking at? Me as Faisal, when I'm looking at the chart, what am I looking at? So 4-hour time frame, super important. I can clearly see it is bearish. But then something happened. This lower high over here gets taken out by this candle. Now, because this candle got taken out by this lower high, what do we have over here? An imbalance. So I have three things. One, I marked this level over here. I mean, I really need to go back in time. Hold on. Let's go back in time. There we go. I've marked the low over here. And I've drawn, like, this is a consolidation area. As you can see, buyers and sellers are here. I marked it clearly. I mean, I could technically extend it over here. But you could see this is an area where buyers and sellers enter the market. And then the orange line is literally a level where price keeps coming to it and it keeps closing. So now that I've marked this from before, you can see that price literally perfectly. I mean, I drew this. I've put it. If you go on my Discord, you'll see that I've clearly marked this level before price even reached out over here perfectly. It is a sniper precision. It's such precision, and I did not assume or feel that price is going to do this. I knew price was going to do this because this is how the price moves. It goes from one level of liquidity to the next level of liquidity over and over and over again. It doesn't matter about your feelings. So I've marked this earlier, and now I have three confluences that the price wants to be bullish. Why? Number one, obvious reason, look at how long Bitcoin's been dumping. It's been dumping for quite some time. I mean, it's going down, going down, going down, going down, going down. And especially recently, it's just been dumping in a very aggressive way. It's in fact worrying a lot of people. People are saying, oh my God, this is not real, this is not good, this is not that. In fact, I would say, this is just a personal opinion, but it's not a factual thing, it's just a personal opinion. I think the main reason why gold is bullish is simply because Bitcoin is very bearish. Bitcoin is bearish because people are starting to lose faith in Bitcoin. They're saying, what is going on with Bitcoin? Why is it going down? So let's just go buy gold. While people are buying gold when it's an all-time high, people like me are looking at this and saying, this is beautiful, because now Bitcoin is at, what is it right now? It's at 70,000? 68,000. Guys, it was 120,000 just a few months ago, and now it's half the price. It's a great time to sit and think, okay, maybe this is a good time to buy. This area, this period that we're in, a great time to buy. But hold your guns. Don't shoot yet, because we need confirmation. We need that 100% entry confirmation. I know it seems like I might be over explaining things in detail, but I am a person who likes to explain things in detail. I like to go in details to pick your brain and to explain why the sky is blue in Earth and why the sky is black when you're in space. I like to go into the details. There's no shortcuts with me. I like to get into the details over and over and over again. So if you like this kind of education and you see that the way I'm explaining things in detail and dissecting things one by one, I advise you guys to see that QR code right on top of me right there. Yeah, that QR, just highlight it with your phone and then just join our Discord group. I do mentorships and I explain and I take my time. Usually my mentorships are completely free for an hour and a half, but sometimes I extend to 2 hours. Why? Because I love what I do. I love teaching. I love talking about the market. And instead of just sitting here doing nothing and I wait for price to move, I sit here and I talk to you guys. So if you want to be a part of our trading community, join our Discord where you're going to be learning and upgrading your trading strategy and style. QR code right here. Just, do the thing. Okay, coming back. So now you're going to see three confluences. One, the obvious one, it's extremely bearish. And what goes up must come down, and what comes down must go up. So it's like all this going down is a clear indication that pretty soon, eventually, it's got to start going up. And I think, based on what I'm seeing, okay, there's not a feelings, it's based on what I see, Bitcoin is slowly starting to reverse, which is why I usually put, if you've seen my charts analysis every day, you'll see bearish, bullish. I like to put a note on my charts only because that when I come back the next day, I can clearly see what is going on. I can clearly see who exactly is, sorry, forgive me. What I'm saying is I can clearly see where the price is going. Like it's my overall estimate. I go open the chart the next day or the day after. I look, I'm like, last time I looked at it, it was bearish. So let's see, is it still bearish? Oh, it's still bearish. Okay, I'm looking for shorts. Is it bullish? Oh, it's still bullish. Okay, I'm looking for buys. So that's why I like to chart. But you'll always see that I put bearish or bullish. Now I did something different. I said it's bearish with bullish momentum. Why? Because price is showing me that it's struggling to go higher. It's struggling. And I'm guessing it's because of the red folder news that we have this week, which is the most intense news you will ever see for this month. I mean, it's getting real. Shit is happening and it's getting really aggressive very quickly. So you're going to be seeing explosive moves in the coming days. Now, here are the three confluences. One, it's very obviously bearish, okay, which means eventually a bullish move needs to come. Two, we've had a massive dump over here with an imbalance, okay? That's an imbalance over there. And it dumped completely. And what happened? It created this candle right here. You see this candle? I love this candle. Why? Because look how far it went down. From 59,000 to 65,000. That's $6,000 in 4 hours. This is a clear indication of a rejection and a liquidity sweep. Liquidity was swept over here, completely swept. Okay, it trapped a lot of sellers, and it came back up and it created a bullish engulfing candle, which then created this lower high because the red candle came down, got rejected, and the lower high was taken out. When that lower high was taken out, what happened next? Two things happened. One, inverse fair value gap happened. This fair value gap that was here, the bearish one, it immediately got filled like that. Within 4 hours, it got filled. That is a clear confirmation that price is going up. That's one. Two, you've got another imbalance that was caused from taking out the inverse fair value gap, the bullish from the engulfing candle, a bullish imbalance was created. This is all like a tongue twister. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so now that's three things what I have, and the fourth thing is it got filled. Okay, here's an interesting part. It got filled and it continued to go higher. But here is why I call it a bearish with bullish momentum. It's not pushing further. It's not going higher. It's not pushing further and it's not going higher. So because of that, I'm chilling. I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, it's not pumping. It's now ranging. All of these healthy signs. It's got a liquidity sweep done. It's reached a liquidity level. Okay. 2, inverse fair value gap filled. 3, bullish engulfing candle that it created. 4, 5, the imbalance got filled. Okay. 6, so these are 5 things showing me that it's bullish. So now I'm feeling good. This is why I'm saying this is probably the area where price is going to be pushing up. And as we are speaking, since I started this live, you can already see that price is already taking off and it's reflecting onto this level of resistance I've marked. So now that I'm seeing this, I'm saying, okay, it's bullish. Technically speaking, the lower high was taken out. So technically speaking, it is bullish, technically. But I have got logic and I have experience. And what is my logic and experience? It's a feeling. It's just a feeling that tells me that yes, it is bullish, but that's what the whole world thinks right now. So everyone's buying. So if everyone's buying and it looks bullish because the lower high was taken out, then why is there liquidity sweeps here? Why are there rejections? Why is it in consolidation? Why is it not pushing? Why did people get trapped here and here and here? Why are people getting trapped? So the institutions have another play. They have another idea. They're sitting and they're thinking, okay, let's try to liquidate here. Let's try to liquidate here. And now we're in consolidation zone. How are we in consolidation zone? Go on the 1 hour time frame. What do you see? Voila, right here. It's a box, right? If you don't see it, let me draw it for you. Right here. It's a box. Consolidation zone. Consolidation zone. All right. Now, I personally don't trade consolidation zones. You're gonna find some people selling over here at the edge and then buying over here at the edge. I don't like consolidation zones because consolidation zones, there's no trend, there's no direction. But I do love consolidation zones for one reason. Whenever I see consolidation zone, especially on a high time frame, like a 4 hour and 1 hour, that's my favorite. You know why? Because that's when I know price is accumulating. Buyers and sellers are getting into the market and they're starting to play the game of tug of war. You know that game where you've seen from that Korean show. What was that name of that Korean show that everybody loved? The one that's a game. Where they had the song Gokoma. It's like Hunger Games or something. I don't know. Do you guys know the name of that show? I'm sure you guys know it. Put it in the comments section. I want to see if you guys know the name. But that show, there's a game where they played tug of war. And that is what consolidation is. You're sitting, as if I'm a buyer, I'm putting buy orders and sellers are putting sell orders. And we're just sitting and playing a tug of war until one of the players completely wins. And when that win happens, a break of structure happens. Price breaks the consolidation zone. And trust me, the bigger the consolidation, the longer it is and the higher the time frame, the more explosive the move is. What is the... So yeah, that's my honest opinion on that. So right now we're in consolidation. I'm expecting Bitcoin to continue going higher, but before going higher, I'm expecting it to sweep liquidity on the downside. And also, since there are relative equal lows over here, and you can see that this imbalance got filled over here by this fair value gap that was created, you can see a mini fill over here, right here, on the 1 hour time frame. And 1 hour time frames are great for imbalances. Usually I focus on 1 hour time frame imbalances. It got filled perfectly over here on the halfway point, and now we're trying to see a push up here. You can even see this rejection over here. I marked it on the 5-minute time frame. You can see price is just taking off from over there. All right, Squid Game, exactly, Zahra. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Squid Game. That's the show I was referencing. The game of tug of war. That's what trading is. It's literally tug of war between buyers and sellers, and you can see the fight very clearly inside the consolidation zone. All right, so I have been trading. Sergio said I've been trading XRP for 2 years, but I'm getting tired of its movements and unclear recoveries. What is your opinion? So my honest opinion of XRP, I'm not an expert in XRP. I personally am the expert when it comes to Bitcoin and gold. These are my two core focus. But I'll tell you one thing. XRP, it is a crypto coin, and it's something that a lot of people are talking about, and it has potential. I also have heard rumors. I mean, I could look it up right now, but I've heard rumors. I mean, people are talking in the industry. They're saying that XRP has some sort of affiliation with the government, or the U.S. Federal Reserve are looking to centralize it somehow. Now, that is a good thing because it means it'll be stable. It's not going to have a effect where it's being rug pulled or anything. It seems stable. But one thing I can tell you for sure, with 100% confidence, is pretend Bitcoin. Okay, let's just say this is an umbrella. Okay, this right here is an umbrella. Okay, it's a closed umbrella. It's closed. Now pretend Bitcoin is the hook that you're holding to open the umbrella and to close the umbrella. Now, if Bitcoin rises, like while you're opening the umbrella, if Bitcoin rises, all the other coins around it, which is essentially the umbrella, it rises with it. If Bitcoin dumps and you're closing the umbrella, all the other coins go flat along with Bitcoin. So in my personal opinion, I believe, and again, this is not financial advice, this is just a personal opinion, based on my observation on crypto market, Bitcoin is the direction. So if you're going to be trading other coins, take a look at Bitcoin. Do your chart analysis on Bitcoin. Look at the dollar. Look at the dollar and Bitcoin. See the trend. See what's going on with Bitcoin and the dollar. If Bitcoin is pumping and there's an imbalance that's created on a bigger time frame, then it's safe to say that if you buy an XRP, it's a good time to buy. But if you see prices dumping on Bitcoin, then it's probably going to be the same thing on XRP. And no, XRP is not a scam. Like I said earlier, XRP is something that government officials are looking to regulate and get into. But yes, Bitcoin is the king, and gold is the queen, because I love gold. All right, true that Bitcoin moves in all. Is it true that Bitcoin moves in all cryptos direct-based? Yes, absolutely, I agree, Sergio. Yes, so when Bitcoin moves, it moves all the other crypto coins. But remember, in trading, it's not 100%. It's always a probability of like a 70% probability, 80% probability. There are some cases, for example, you're going to be looking at gold going up, even though it's gold against the dollar or BTC against USD. In some cases, you're going to find BTC is rising and so is the dollar, right? It's not 100%. You just need to look at key levels. But when political events happen, when geopolitical events happen, and stuff happens that's out of our controls, fundamentals, essentially, things get manipulated. And when things get manipulated, they can both rise and go down at the same time. Because let's be honest, if it's as easy as, oh, the dollar is going down, that means Bitcoin's going up and you just click buy, then we would all be billionaires, right? So it's not as easy as that. But BTC in general, I would say 8 out of 10, Bitcoin rises, other coins rise with it. Bitcoin dumps, other coins dump with it. Bitcoin rises and a random meme coin comes up. It could, like, for example, Trump coin. When Trump coin first came out, it had nothing to do with Bitcoin. It's a cryptocurrency, but it had nothing to do with Bitcoin. Because when he launched it, what happened? Everyone bought it. And then Trump himself, in my opinion, he did a rug pull. Him and Melania coin, like him and his wife, they amassed a lot. They amassed millions of dollars, and now it's essentially worth nothing. So, so with crypto, stay away from meme coins. In my opinion, stick with the big players. Stick with the big players because the big players does not get manipulated. The big players is a global thing. Millions and millions of people are looking at the same charts with the big players. It is not something that can get manipulated by one person or two people. No siree. Yep. So for me, BTC does not give me that much profitability. I understand BTC can be difficult because you're not buying. I mean, it seems like, Sergio, it seems to me that you're more of a position trader where you like to buy a coin and hold on to it for months and years and then sell it when it goes higher. Now, those things work when you buy coins that are smaller, like XRP, when you buy these things. But as for me, I specialize in scalp trading and day trading. I like to buy and sell within the same hour, within the same 2-3 hours, and most of the time within the same day. So as a scalp trader, I look at the big players. I look at BTC, I look at gold, and you could honestly profit off of that. I mean, if you do scalp trading, it's the same as position trading, but instead of looking at the weekly and the monthly and the daily time frame, you're looking at the smaller time frames. And if you're interested to learn how to trade as a scalp trader, join our Discord community. I mean, we've got other active traders over there, and I could teach you how to be profitable on Bitcoin. It's something that I do with all my heart. When we can come back to your comment saying that Bitcoin does not give you much profitability, profitability because it will. Do you think meme coins have value? It really depends. I feel like meme coins are a coin flip. It's 50-50. I'm here to trade the big markets, the big players. I don't tend to put my time and focus into things that show up and disappear. Yeah, like for example, exactly, Orion, BTC, and Ethereum. That's really good. Ethereum is something really important because a lot of people use Ethereum to exchange in the crypto. Like when they send one coin to another, when they do peer-to-peer, they use the Ethereum exchange. So Ethereum is kind of important. You bought recently and it's just going down. I mean, that's unfortunate, Zahra, but I do think that XRP is going to be going up. I mean, we're looking at the chart live right now as we're speaking. You can see the resistance that I've drawn over here, and you can see multiple rejections, and you can see BTC is pumping right now. It's the liquidity came in and it's pumping. And the news, we just skipped by it. God damn, it's already been 34 minutes. I'm quite the talker, aren't I? I like to talk. I like to explain things in detail, which is a good thing, I guess. All right, so let's look at the news. 5:30 p.m. Dubai time. We've got core retail. So what did we see? We've got the forecast is 0.3% and the actual is 0.0%, which means it is bad for the dollar. Now I'm looking at the retail sales. The forecast was 0.4 and the previous month was 0.6 and the actual again is 0.0. Because that is a 0.0, that is bad for the dollar. And because the dollar is now weak, that's happening. We look at Bitcoin, it is pumping. On a 1 minute time frame, you could see the whole day, consolidation, consolidation, consolidation. News comes out, boom, liquidity comes in. Indecision always happens in the first minute, and then imbalance is created. So we are looking for BTC to be pushing probably towards the mark that I mentioned earlier at 71,861. If this gets taken out, it is going to be a beautiful buy entry that you can hold on for a long time. All right, and let's take a look at gold. I miss gold. Let's see what's happening. All righty, so I also had, I have an idea, trade setup idea. There is a fair value gap over here in imbalance on a 4-hour time frame. Let's take a look at it. Yep, imbalance right here. And I'm anticipating price to come down over here and fill that and take off. But since news came out today, which is bad for the US dollar, you can see that it's been pushing up. But there is a rejection because see, if it was pushing up further, it could have taken, this candle would have taken out this high. Instead, it got rejected. So this could come back down. If it does come back down, I'm expecting it to come down to 4,900. And that would be my entry for gold. But for the time being, I am not doing anything. Very interesting. See, it's very simple, guys. Once you mark your, I mean, we've studied this. We've studied everyone, like when you start trading, we study this. This is the basics, the foundation of trading. Lower highs, lower lows, higher highs, higher lows. We talk about it a lot, but then people tend to lose focus. People tend to, you know, how do I say this? People tend to get distracted. How do they get distracted? They get distracted with indicators. They get distracted by people that come and say, you need that one single indicator. That one indicator turned me profitable from $100 to $1,000 in one day. That's just distraction. Let's be honest. We've all fallen for that. I've fallen for that. I think when I started trading, I have watched every single YouTube video on the internet and I'm looking at it and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going to be so rich. Oh my God, look at this video. Look at that video. I'm going to do. And every indicator I've used, it made my charts full of indicators that I couldn't even see my candlesticks. I couldn't see anything. All I saw was the indicators. And did I make $100 to $1,000? No. But I think I made the $100 to -0. I think I made that $100 to 0 100 times. So indicators, they're not good. They lag. They react after the prices move. So you mark your levels as simple as lower highs, lower lows, higher highs, higher lows, finding the high, finding the low, trading based off of that. When you do that, then you're going to see price doing this. Rejections, rejections, rejection on the 5-minute time frame. Right here was the cleanest, simple scalp trade you could have taken. Risk 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. Voila. Easy. Just like that. Same thing happened over here. Same thing happened over here. All these rejections. Now, since these rejections over here are going through the line, I don't take them, because for me it breaks my rules. I only take trades based on these rejections on these lines. That's it. Simple. That's one of my strategies. Here, rejection over there. Price breaks above. I don't trade break of structures. I trade rejections. Price comes back, fills this imbalance. Look at that. It literally hits it perfectly. Perfectly. I mean, it's a sniper entry. Let's get closer. Sniper entry. Like that. You enter over here. All right. Where is it? Closed over here. So you enter over here. Like that. And then you place your stop just below. And look at that. Look, I mean, look at where you could literally take whatever you want. You could take 5-to-1 risk reward ratio. You can take the whole 13-to-1 risk reward ratio. You could close half, let the runners go, move your stop loss to break even once it goes. You could play around, but you don't trade every rejection. You don't trade every single thing that you see. You trade if it comes to your level and it starts. When I start seeing price doing this, I don't trade. I leave it. So anyway, it's got rejected here on gold. You can see relative equal highs are forming. I mean, you can see plenty. It's not just one. You can see plenty. Right here, drag it across. Relative equal highs, 1, 2, 3, and then again another rejection. Even though the fundamentals show that the dollar is weak, price reacts violently on the news when it's launched. But then it comes back to the original technicals after. It's like an earthquake, right? The big earthquake comes in, which is the news, and then after that, things stabilize, and then the people start going out and about. So the people in this reference is the technicals, the earthquake is the fundamentals, the news. So when the news comes in, it's an earthquake, shouldn't be on the market. Let the market play out. Alrighty. Okay, let me see what you guys have been saying. History is repeating itself. How come? I bought recently, it's going down. I mean, Zahra, we talked about this earlier. It is playing with your feeling. XRP isn't a scam. I don't think so. XRP to me sounds like ex-role player. I mean, yeah, technically it does sound like ex-role player. Welcome, Cream. You're all XRP hitters, then I'll have to join. It might actually be the future. I agree. Like I said, the government is getting into it, so it could actually be the future. Wonder if I should do XRP too. Gold has been staying at high levels recently. I'm not sure if it's still a good time to buy. Again, it really depends on the charts. If you're a scalp trader, then it's always a good time to buy and sell. But currently we're bullish, so it's always a good time to look for buy setups. But if you're looking overall in general, I'm gonna say based on recent geopolitical events, I would say that gold is gonna go higher. Based on what I'm reading in the news, based on the friction between Iran and the US and other neighboring countries, it seems like it's reaching a very fragile state, and I'm expecting a reaction. All I'm going to say, I'm expecting something, and based on that expectation, gold is going to skyrocket. That's just an observation, because at the end of the day, what happened? Gold dumped. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, look at that. It dumped, and it was such an aggressive dump, guys. Come on, look at that. It went from $5,600 all the way down to $4,400. Just like that in 2 days. And what happened? It came down, did a liquidity sweep, and then it created it changed the character. Now it's an uptrend. And then it created an imbalance, it filled it, and now it's bullish. It's very bullish. So that means that gold is not dumping anymore. It's bullish. It's the people are worried. People are worried about what's happening in the world. So they're buying more gold. Because before we got lost into cash is king. I mean, right now in the world we live in, since the 1970s, cash is king. The dollar is king. But if you look back in time, if you go back to ancient times, literally from Adam and Eve, as early as time can be, when you see human beings, when they traded back then, they used to trade gold. When you look at empires, when they come and they, the ancient Romans conquering this, or the ancient Egyptians conquering that, and the ancient French, they're conquering this, and the Vikings conquered this, all these empires conquering each other. When they conquered, what did they do? They looked for gold. Gold is something that is really rare and really valuable, which is why it's been going up for 2 years nonstop. It's almost like a meme coin, which is why I fell in love with gold. So that being said, geopolitical events are heating up and I'm expecting a reaction soon. That being said, and I hope there's no reaction. I mean, I'm not for it, but I'm expecting it because the history keeps repeating itself. So when that happens, gold is going to skyrocket. So it is definitely, I would say, a good time to buy. But before we buy, we need to see what's happening here. Relative equal high. Is it a rejection? It's rejecting over here, rejection over here. It looks like, I mean, if it takes out this high at 5,090, then expect a very nice push all the way up to 5,426. But if it goes lower, then it'll fill this imbalance and then it'll start going up over there. That's my thoughts on gold. I heard government wants to use it for their banking. Some banks already integrated. Exactly, Cream. That's what I was talking about. That's what I think is the point. I've read that. I heard that too. So I'll take a look. I mean, if that's the case, then maybe perhaps I'll make a short video. You'll find my short videos I posted on Instagram and TikTok and the social media accounts and stuff. YouTube here, it's more like more intensive educational stuff like that. Instagram and TikTok, you'll just find me doing short videos saying some things that are important that you guys should know. So I'll probably make a video about XRP and what I think about XRP. It's trending that way for sure. Can you show me how you read the chart? All right, I will. Want to see technical stuff from you? Same. All right, guys, let's look at the chart in the way that I read it. Whew. All right, you guys, before I do, I'm going to need a minute break because I'm thirsty. I'm going to grab some water from the kitchen. I'll be right back. 1 minute, promise. In fact, count till 60 seconds, and you're going to see that I'm back before then. Be right back. I think you guys can still hear me. Woohoo! Just getting water from the cooler. Guys, if we're trading and we're looking at the charts and everything, it's also important to remember you guys need to also drink water because water is life, and you can't trade and be, you can't have good analysis if your mind is not hydrated. You need to hydrate the mind. You know how in the trading world we're always chasing liquidity, right? The liquidity, we always talk about liquidity hunts and everything. Liquidity is the fuel of the market. And water is the fuel of our human body. Without it, we can't function. Without it, you won't be able to find bullish engulfing candles and bearish engulfing candles. All right, so how do I do my analysis? Okay, so we're going to look at the 4-hour time frame. And you're going to be marking the lower highs and the lower lows. Actually, let's go back to Bitcoin, okay? Since a lot of you guys love Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is kind of like fun to me as well. All right, so I go on the daily time frame, okay? Let me remove all the drawings, and I take a look. What's happening? Okay, it's bearish, it's going down, it's dumping, and then it's done a very strong dump, and then suddenly it filled. Usually when I see these two candles, these two in particular, where it's like a massive dump and then a big strong reversal with a massive rejection wick, I know it's going to be bullish from there, and vice versa. Let's see if I can find one that looks like this. Let's see if I can find another one. It's usually in the lower time frame, but the fact that it happened on a daily time frame is a very strong indication that Bitcoin is bullish. It's a very, very strong indication, to be honest. I mean, here it's kind of like it. See, like it's a really strong dump and then a massive bullish candle that happened after it. There's no rejection wick, but then it did push the price higher. Yeah, I need to see something really, a really strong push up. I'm not seeing it. Maybe I could see it on gold. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. So here, as you can see, it's a big red candle. It's a big dump. Okay. And then immediately, I mean, usually it will have a rejection wick and it pushes up. But usually when I see a big red candle dump, I don't expect price to go lower. When I see a massive dump, like really like a massive dump, as you can see like this, price tends to go back up. Because when a massive dump like this happens on a daily time frame, can you imagine how many imbalances were created? Can you just imagine, just fathom it for a second, how many imbalances were created in that dump? It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a poop load of imbalances. So that being said, price comes back to rebalance it. And usually after rebalancing, it continues to dump or it continues to take off. And in these cases, when you find candles like this, you'll find inverse fair value gaps. Without a doubt, you will find it for sure. So coming back to Bitcoin, this is what I see. I'm thinking from here, it's going to be bullish and it's going to go at least to 97,000. I mean, that's 98,000. That's the focus. Okay, so now I go on the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour time frame is where I chart. It's where I chart the trend. It's where I mark the trend. So what am I seeing? I'm seeing lower highs and lower lows forming. I see the market is going down. So that being said, I mark the lower high, and then I mark the lower low. Then I mark the lower high. Then I mark the lower low. Then I mark the lower high and a lower low, lower high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, until I find the break of structure. All right, you'll see it over here. Now to remove a lot of these lines, okay, because I try to put it as minimal as possible so that it doesn't hurt my eyes. To remove these lines, okay, what do? Is if it's in a downtrend, I like to mark only the lower high because the lower low, I can clearly see it. It's like right here, right here. I can clearly see it and I don't need to mark it. And this is just a personal preference. It's really up to you what you guys do with your charting. So I look at this in this format, 4-hour time frame, it's a downtrend, okay? So I mark the lower highs. Lower highs are areas of liquidity. It's particularly where price is going to go to, and it's either going to do two things. It's either going to break it or it's going to take it. Break it and take it. Huh, I like that. It's either going to break it or take it. Okay, so price is either going to break it, going to break a structure, which then changes the character of the market, and then you go to the lower time frame and you find an imbalance and then you enter based off of that, or it's going to take the liquidity and then come back down. So that's what happens in these lower highs on a downtrend. Now, in these lower highs, you can see these rejections. Rejection, rejection, rejection. When you see these rejections, it gives me confirmation the price is going down. Rejection, rejection, price is going down. Now here I'm seeing that there is a rejection on a 4-hour time frame in this tiny lower low that I've marked over here. Yeah, it's a small one. I didn't extend it. It's just a small temporary line, right? Price came down, filled it, did a liquidity sweep, and then now it's reversed and it's taking off just like that, right? You can see that there is a small market structure shift in the 5-minute time frame. It came up over here and it got rejected with a massive rejection wick over here. So it's either going to go down, fill the imbalance over here and continue going up, or let's see in the 1-minute time frame, there is an imbalance over here. So if it's going to continue going up, it's going to go up over here and going to fill this imbalance just like that. Just like that. So we're going to leave that there for now. But if it continues to go down and it breaks past this imbalance, then the next target it's going to be going is here, these liquidity levels over here. Let's wait and see. All right, so back to the 4-hour time frame. Any questions? I feel like this is a mentorship that I'm doing right now. It feels kind of like a mentorship. So, no, mentorship, I'm teaching more about the theory. The theory is more like, I'm teaching the theories, the intro stuff, the key concepts of institutional traders such as myself. But then you'll have, what can I say? Then you'll have, like, these live sessions are more focused on how I trade per se and how do I read the charts per se. So we'll be doing this pretty often. I like doing it. You guys gone quiet. Did you guys give up on me or what? Everyone's gone quiet. Is the stream working? I gotta check. Bear with me a second. All right, so that being said, is the stream working? I think it is. Sorry, it's the first time I'm streaming on YouTube, so I'm trying to make sure things are not breaking. And in case I broke it when I went to get water, just checking. All good. Okay. All right, so to wrap it up, all right, 4-hour time frame. Looking in, there's a rejection over here. All right, okay, so coming back, 4-hour lower high, marked, and then break of structure that happened over here. Okay, change of character. This price takes out this lower high on the 4-hour time frame, which then created an imbalance, which you can see over here. Let me remove the consolidation zone, which created an imbalance over here. And this imbalance immediately gets filled. And now that this imbalance got filled, I'm looking for price to take out this lower high, 71,861. All right, so that being said, now that this is going to be taken out, I mean, it looks like it. To be honest, I'm seeing a very clean, I mean, this is what I love about Bitcoin when it comes to 4-hour time frame. If you go on the lower time frame, you guys are going to be taken out by surprise with a lot of liquidity sweeps. You're going to be taken out by surprise by a lot of sharp moves. You buy and then it goes down, and you sell, it goes up. You're going to be seeing a lot of that happening when you go in a lower time frame in Bitcoin. But if you've got your analysis ready and all set up on the 4-hour time frame on Bitcoin, believe me, you'll come back tomorrow and you'll tell me, goddamn Faisal, you were right. Because the 4-hour time frame, based on my personal opinion, this is where you draw your lines. This is where you chart your charts. This is where the liquidity is. This is where institutional traders enter and exit the market. You just go for a lower time frame, like 5 minutes, 15 minutes, even 1 minute, to find your perfect entries. If you're going to be trading on you chart on the 4-hour time frame, then you go on a 5-minute time frame, then you're going to be able to see clean entries, and you're going to have like a nice, risk management. If you're using 1-minute time frame, then you're probably risking too much because, you're trying to scalp a quick trade. But obviously, everyone always tells you trade 1 to 2% risk, 1 to 2% of your portfolio. I personally risk 5% because that's how I trade. But yeah, coming back, this this lower high gets taken out. Imbalance came, price filled the gap, and because the price filled the gap, you're going to see that there's a lot of rejections over here, which means that it's bearish with bullish momentum. That's why I didn't call it bullish yet. It's still bearish with bullish momentum, even though the lower high was taken out. And there's 5 things that gave me that confidence that the lower high is broken. This is the real lower high that works, and this is why there's an imbalance which got filled. inverse fair value gap over here, imbalance that got filled over here, what's it called? This massive rejection over here. All of these things are clear confirmations that it's bullish. Even this imbalance fill, price comes over here, rejects, comes down, rejects again. These are all looking good. This is all healthy. This is all clear indications that Bitcoin is bullish. But I'm still cautious. I'm still patient. I'm still looking for a break above this level over here. Okay? If Bitcoin breaks above this level, 71,861, if Bitcoin breaks above this level, it's going to go to 100K. It's going to go to 120K. It might even go to 200K because that is the only level that matters right now. Everything else, not important. This is the only level because this is the level where you can confidently say that the bearish trend has ended. So let's see. Let's see what happens. All right. Any questions, guys? I'm about to wrap it up. Awesome. Yeah, Oriane, I remember your name. I remember seeing you in my mentorship class, and I hope that you've, actually benefited from the lectures and the classes that I've been teaching, because I remember seeing your name and you've asked the right questions, and I feel like you're already understanding what I'm talking about and things I'm doing right now in the chart. So that's good. All right, so that being said, this concludes today's session. All right, we'll be back again tomorrow. We might do London session tomorrow, might do New York session, but we'll discuss it in our Discord channel. So for you guys who've been here and you're like what you're seeing and you're learning something, because I promise you that this is a place where you're going to be learning stuff. I'm not promising you profitability. I'm not promising you signals. I'm not promising you, this is literally not financial advice. Instead, I'm here to show you what I do every day. This is my life. I trade, I sit and I look at candles, I study it, I look at research, I do the political research, I do the political aspects. I'm a political science graduate, so I love politics, so I study politics, and I'm always up to date with the news, and I like to look at charts. I love it so much, actually, that I even, when I fall asleep and I have dreams of candlesticks. If it's good dreams, it's like nice dreams of profitability. If it's bad dreams, it's a candlestick that's a red candlestick that's chasing after me with a stick. So, trading is my life. I love what I do, and I decided that because I love what I do, I wanted to create a community where I can teach traders how to trade the proper way, with no indicators, no signals, complete independent focus on themselves. Because at the end of the day, if you have a skill, the trading skill with you, this is your skill. Once you have it, it's in your mind. It's not something that anyone can just take away from you. If you're trading signals and you're trading with other people, giving their signals and stuff, what happens if they close their group? What are you going to do? You quit your job and you're taking signals from some guy you don't know, some guy or girl you don't know. Then what are you going to do? What if they stopped doing signals? What if they decided to blow your account by giving you bad signals? What if they were wrong? You're going to blame them. You're going to look for another signal provider. How do you know? These things are not sustainable, guys. It's not sustainable. What's sustainable is for you to look at your own charts and do your own analysis, depend on zero indicators, study and understand the language of price action. And once you do, sky is the limit, right? So at the end of the day, I advise you guys, if you want to learn how to trade, you see this QR code right here, right on top of me. Just use your phones, highlight it, join our Discord group, share your trading analysis, ask the right questions. Everything is new. We're a new group, we're a new community, and we're looking for quality traders like you. If you feel like you're the right guy, join, ask the right questions. I'll reply, I'll teach, I'll respond. I'm active. So be part of the community, because we're going to go global and we're going to go big. And by that time, it's going to be pretty impossible to catch up with everything that's going on, because there's going to be so much information flooded to you guys that you won't need to even think about a signal provider. In fact, you guys are going to be sending me analysis, and I'm going to look at it and be learning from you guys, because then I'll probably be your student. Because you guys, all of you, from all the people that are watching over here right now, you guys are going to be the next trading leaders of the world. If you truly want it, if you truly believe it, you can make it happen. It's not impossible. It really isn't impossible. It's really not impossible. When you have these levels that I'm drawing, when you have, and you see how price is moving perfectly in the way I'm charting it, it's not impossible. For me, it was blood, sweat, and tears for 4 years to get to this level that I'm at. Why not you, right? So use the QR code, be part of the community, join the mentorship. It's completely free. You're going to be talking to me live, and ask the right questions. And that's your analysis for today. All right, guys. Peace.